Thank you very much, ladies
Yes,
and
yes,
gentlemen, for
yes.
finding time this particular Tuesday when we do our usual thing of demystifying concepts that are related to professional excellence and business growth. We have a very exciting topic today by a very wonderful gentleman who is a friend. We are going to introduce him shortly. But before we introduce our speaker today, I want to bring in the sponsors of today's episode, which is the 7th, and it has been running without stopping. And we are grateful and we are thankful that we've been given the energy, the zeal, the consistency to be here every single Tuesday. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our first sponsor is Nile Front Cottages and Nile Front Cottages is found in Uganda, Ginger, at the start of our longest river in Africa and even in the entire world. And they are very beautiful cottages. They are very, very beautiful, especially when you make money and you want to rest and beat burnout and enjoy life. Nile Front Cottages is the place to be. Then organizations that want to do psychometric tests, emotional intelligence testing, and all things that are related to recruiting using psychometric analysis, it is Profiles International. Profiles International is the place to go and inquire about these tests that bring out the best talents in your organization. Then when you're in Rwanda, but actually it is spreading actually across East Africa, that is K-squared HR services. If you want to consult human resource development, employee relations, emotional intelligence in Rwanda, of course, they are spreading across East Africa. It is K-squared human resource services. Then we have Steadfast Quality Solutions by a very good friend, Herbert Zakeo. Herbert Zakeo is a trainer of strengths, is a certified trainer. He brings out the strong competencies in leaders, organizational leaders, and he has trained many, many leaders across East Africa. And if you want to bring out the best skills that you have, your strengths, what stands out, what's standing out, the best person to talk to is Herbert Zakeo. Herbert Zakeo, if you are around, you can share your number and email, just somebody wants to consult you. Then we have Hotel Sapphire at the coast. I have had occasion to go to this hotel in many occasions, and wow, their tea, their swimming pool, the way they transfer people from Moi International Airport, wow, it is absolutely presidential. If you are at the Coast Hotel Sapphire, is the place to be. You will never go wrong. Their service is absolutely amazing. Then there is Too Far Resort. I was there, me, Jacinta, Grace, the entire team from Atara and other HR leaders who are here, and we really enjoy it. It's a beautiful place when you want to really enjoy life. When you are in Nyanyuki, don't forget to go to Tufa Resort where you will be treated like the king, like the queen you are. Then we have Panessa Training Institute. When you want to buy those very good and very exquisite furniture, or you want to train either your relative, your son, to become an expert in issues to deal with furniture, it is Panessa Training Institute that you should go and consult. They will make some of those furnitures that are very well made. Then for those people who believe in saving, those people who believe that money should not be eaten, the entire bit should not be eaten. It should be saved somewhere in a circle. It could be generating some premium, some profit. It is sports circle. It is sports circle that you should invest in. Become a member. Then lastly, we have Sotet Kinyumbani. Me and the entire crew that came from Nairobi to Nyanyuki, Jacinta and other people, Grace, we were able to eat very well traditional food at Sotet Kinyumbani in Nyanyuki. If you are in Nyanyuki, please find yourself at this very wonderful restaurant where you will enjoy traditional food, very well made. Then the last advertisement or the last piece of information I'm going to give you is the second cohort of human resource mentorship, growth grid mentorship program, cohort 2, which will focus on human resource audits. It is that's become a very interesting area of specialization. If you want to get some money, become proficient in human resource audit, then there is the issue of human resource policy, human resource budgeting, setting up an HR department for those people who go to interviews and then are asked, are you able to come up with HR department? You have to find yourself in this program. There is HR reporting, especially for those people who write HR reports or board papers from the HR department. Then there is this hot potato of performance management for those people who are responsible for performance management and you want to become proficient, you want to become very good. Please find yourself into the Growth Grid Mentorship Program Cohort 2. You will also learn disciplinary and employee separation. How do you separate from a person who is indisciplined? How do you separate using redundancy? How do you separate from a person who has resigned or absconded? You have got to know. Then you will have exams and certifications. The cost is 24,000. The till number is 9174897. Please register. It will start from 2nd July 2025. If you want to flourish in the human resource space, you will be trained by the best, that is Grace herself and Anne Wamonje. Please make sure you tell your friends so that they're able to become very respected, very proficient HR professionals. But tonight we are going to look at the 5 mistakes that interviewees make. And we have none other than Jairus Walemba or Jay Walemba. He is the CEO of JCVs. He is a strategist in employability skills. Actually, if you want your CV to open doors for you, this is the gentleman to visit. Tonight is going to tell us 5 mistakes that those people who apply for jobs make. And with me in this program is Catherine Chidande. I believe Jacinta Catherine Chidande is around. She's our sign interpreter for us to bring that element of inclusivity and being courteous and professional. We have Catherine Chidande. I believe she's around. And also we have Jacinta Karwenje. She's one of the team members of Atara Solutions. Over to you, Jay. Tell us those mistakes that those people who apply for jobs make. You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Walemba, Walemba Jay. I prefer M-Pesa to call me Jairus, but for the human beings, you call me Jay. Jay is a CEO and founder of JCVs. JCVs is a company that enhances employability prospects of job seekers. And we do this through the services that we offer. starting from CV writing, career coaching, interview coaching, LinkedIn optimization, and so much more. We also do 360 HR consultancy. So this evening I'll be talking about a topic that is so close to my heart and something that I love doing. As JCVs, we've been able to do over 60,000 CVs for the last 6 years. This is our 7th year in practice, and we believe that our goal to just impact and create a society where job search will not be an issue to our graduates, to our sisters, to our brothers, to our cousins, and even relatives. That is the goal of JCVs. And we've been able to just avail jobs to you in real time. I think for those that follow our channel, today, this evening, our channel has hit 25,000 followers, channel on WhatsApp. So if anyone feels like they need to join our channel, feel free to reach out on J Walemba on any platform. So this evening I'll be talking about the 5 mistakes. As much as there are several mistakes, but I'll be put major emphasis on the 5 mistakes that we as job seekers make. And before the interview, the session ends today, I'll be giving 2 people an opportunity for a job. We don't just give jobs; they'll go through an interview tomorrow. For those that I'll select, I'll give you an opportunity to go for an interview tomorrow. And if you are successful, you can get this job. So stay tuned. Hapana toka hapo, mpali umekaa tulia, so that you might be the lucky person this evening. So I'll be sharing my screen. So that is me in a nutshell. That is what I do. And now the 5 biggest mistakes that job seekers make. These are just the common pitfalls to avoid in your job search journey. And I know I interact with job seekers on daily basis. I get calls, I get text messages, like whether on LinkedIn, whether on WhatsApp. I do this day in, day out. And I was telling someone this evening that I do more than 100 calls a day. So that is how serious job seekers are out here. But as much as they are serious, there are mistakes that they make. So let's look at the mistakes that we make. My presentation will entail the introduction, which I've already done. Then we have the table of the mistakes that will flow as you can see on your screen. So the number one thing is that job hunting can be competitive, and it is very overwhelming. And I'm sure that most of us in the job search journey have been able to see this day in, day out. So there are several qualified candidates that compete with you for these jobs, and it's not that we don't get jobs because of lack of the skills, but it's because of some of the mistakes that we make. So this presentation highlights the top 5 common mistakes job seekers make and how to avoid them. So as we go journey through this session this evening, I want you to be very honest with yourself and highlight some of the mistakes that you've been making on the chat section as we go through this presentation. Number one biggest mistake we make is the use of generic CV and cover letter. I always say that, and it's a fact that I've proven because I receive applications. Being a recruiter, I receive so many applications. And the biggest mistake we make is that we use one CV for 100 jobs that we want to apply for. The same with happening in the cover letter. Some of us just change the title, the receiver of that email, and then the date, and then you forward. It is something that now disadvantages us because we are in the era of the ATS system, and the ATS system is leaving no one behind. So if you don't ensure that your CV is matching the job, relating to the skills and matching the skill set the employer is looking for, be rest assured that you'll not get anywhere past the application that you've made. And that is why most of us will receive the automated feedback that thank you so much for interest in this position. Unfortunately, we will not be able to proceed with you now. The only thing that they don't say is that we are proceeded with other serious candidates. That will seem somehow rude, but that is the truth of the matter, that they move on with the serious candidates and leave you behind. So disadvantages of using a generic CV and cover letter is that it may not highlight the specific skills and experience that match the job description. So this will automatically reduce your chances of even getting to an interview. I've had people that have applied for more than 100 jobs, and they even get into depression because of the job search mayhem. So you may appear uninterested to employers, and that is very true. That is how we appear to those employers, because they are looking at your CV and they cannot be able to see anything that relates to what they're looking at. So the number two mistake we make is ignoring online presence. Now, it's not a problem that a good number of our youths, me included, we are on social media platforms. And I always say that if the social media platform that you are on is giving you money, is making money for you, then continue being there or continue spending much time on that platform. Every social media platform has been designed to attract a certain audience. So based on the platform, social media platform that you are on, it will determine the kind of audience that you need to attract and how you can be able to benefit from that audience. So if you are looking for professional engagements, LinkedIn is the platform that we need to be. So how many of us are on LinkedIn? And are we on LinkedIn just to follow people and not even post, not even comment, not even have a clear background? Some of us are on LinkedIn and we don't even update our roles until that day when you are leaving the organization. That's when now you want to update. So LinkedIn should be used the same way we use other social media platforms like WhatsApp, like TikTok. So make your LinkedIn your friend, and always ensure that you post, you comment, and even you join communities and contribute to them. Just like Facebook, just like WhatsApp, we have several platforms that have communities. LinkedIn has communities as well. Based on your career, you will get people in the accounting, people in HR, people in procurement, getting opportunity with communities on LinkedIn. So look for a community that right fit your career goals, and then be able to contribute in that community. Sometimes as we contribute in the communities, we are able to get opportunities that we didn't know that will come through. I want to give an example of something that happened to me. In 2023, I was on the same platform here with Tara Solutions. I was talking about CV writing, and someone from an NGO, and a global NGO, saw me doing this presentation, and she reached out to Grace and told her that I want this guy in my team. We have a project that we're going to work on, and I want this guy in my team. And to cut the long story short, I was selected to work with the International Labour Organization through my online presence. So it is something that is very, very practical. Number three, neglecting networking. How many of us meet their peers, even from other companies, just for chit chat? So building and nurturing professional relationships is now the key to success when it comes to job search. Now, it's factual that 70% of the jobs will never be posted. We are only seeing 30%, 20% of jobs being posted on our platforms, and then 10% is being done by the recruitment agencies like Brighter Monday, Skills Geographic, Manpower,
Atara Solutions.
Atara Solutions, yes. Now, 70% of the jobs are gotten through the networks that we have. So if you are neglecting networking, then it means that you are only banking on the 10% or 30% of the jobs. And how many people are banking on the 30% of the jobs with you? There are people that have better papers than you. There are people that have better experience than you. There are people that are taking their time to customize their CVs to fit that position. But for you, you just not networking, and you're not even customizing your CV to fit the job. You're just applying for that job and waiting for a miracle to happen. This miracle will never happen. So make sure that you get into these networks, and through the networks, I'm sure we have a coffee event coming up on Friday. And these are the networks that where people after the meeting, the event, people will call you, Jay, I'm looking for a HR person. Do you have any contacts? And I'm sure there's an organization called Career, it's called Career Space. Career Space do not advertise their jobs. They come to me, they call me and tell me that, Jay, we are looking for a procurement person, we are looking for an accountant, and I always give them referrals from the people that I have. So if you've networked with people like Jay, people like Richard, people like Grace, then it means that you have high chances of getting even an interview. Some of us have never gotten an interview, and today, as I've said as I was starting, is that I'll be giving two people opportunities for an interview tomorrow. So you make sure that you are that person that will get this opportunity, and you should be ready to dress up and go for that interview and ace it. So the number 4 aspect is that we have undefined career direction. Now, I look at some people when, in most cases, I post jobs in my a channel that we run, and I post jobs in a WhatsApp group that I run as well, several WhatsApp groups that I run, and you'll find that I am posting some in a group of clients that I've worked with. So you'll find someone who's done accounting is applying for a procurement position. Someone who's done HR is applying for a customer service position. And you're like, are you serious with what you're looking for? What is your career plan? So having a clear career plan, and that's why we find ourselves, you worked for 30 years, you've worked for 10 years, still at the entry level position because you don't have a clear career plan. So clear career plans is key for any person's career. If you're looking to grow to a managerial level in the next 5 years, what is your plan? You don't just apply for any position that you see ahead of you. Some of us just see the job with a good salary and then you're like, I need this job. So you apply for that position, you don't get it, you get frustrated because you don't have a clear career plan. Sometimes I see people come to me, Jay, I want you to work on my CV too, so that I can fit this job. And I'm like, are you serious that you want to get this job? And this is a job that is totally varied from what you're looking at and your career. So I always ask people, what is your goal for applying for this position? That is the first question that I ask anyone who comes to me for a service, because now I really want to do you a CV that will help you achieve those goals. But if I'm doing you a CV just to help you get a job, one job, and not sustain your career, then it means that I'm lying to you. So undefined career direction can make it difficult to target the right jobs, leading to unfocused applications. And when we say about unfocused applications is where we have a good number of us, I think, even in the chat here, in the session here this evening, I know a good number of us, especially in Kenya, might not be so much aware about the other countries. Especially in Kenya, we get out of school, and with that excitement, most of us end up getting jobs in the bank as a direct sales reps. And at the start, you get a good salary. By the time you realize that you did procurement, you've already done 3 years in the bank industry, and at that time you're earning 100,000+. The people that you studied with who did procurement maybe into their 40s, 50K. And once you lose the job at the bank, you become now depressed because you cannot go back to procurement because you'll have to start from zero, which is tough for most of us. Then the second thing that happens is that now you have now to just start applying for any jobs anyhowly. Now, anytime you settle in a job, sometimes we settle in other positions that we didn't study for and find ourselves so comfortable and we thrive in those positions. The first thing you need to do, you need to upskill so that you can be able to compete with people in that industry. If you've done accounting and you're working as a salesperson, then it means that you need to upgrade your skills and compete with other people that have done sales and marketing as a course, and then they are in that field. And especially working on even professional certifications. So this one helps you stand out from other job applicants, and even also helps you, gives you an upper hand in terms of competing with the other people that have experience and qualification in that area. So make sure that you have a clear career plan. As you start applying for a job, ask yourself, as I apply for this position, why am I applying for this position, and how will it impact my career? And that's why you get in most interviews, people will ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah. Some of us will tell us that they want to own their own companies. Some of us will tell us they want to be the CEO in the next 5 years. But when you look at the career plan of this person, even based on the CV, they are not able to define where they want to go. And that is why the question, how does this position align to your career in an interview comes? So the way now we apply for positions, it should be also guide us how we respond to interview questions. Sometimes you're applying for positions that do not even relate to what you studied, what you want to be, and still now, because you've seen a good salary, you're just saying that, let me go for it. People that have taken 15 years before they get promotion, there are people that uh, have not had a clear career direction. And now as they get into the organization, they are working. I find someone with 20 years experience asking me for an admin assistant job. And you're like, now, when will you get promoted? When will you get to a managerial level? I can see Linus has raised his hand. Richie, you can maybe, I don't know what's up. The number 5 aspect is maybe there's a
Jay, you
question on the
can
chat.
proceed. We will come later.
I can
We'll
see
come
several
later for questions.
Okay. Limiting your job search to posted jobs only. Now, as I've said, I run a WhatsApp channel, and on this WhatsApp channel, I post more than 100 jobs on a daily basis. And there are people that will only rely on that WhatsApp channel. Where else are you looking for these jobs? Yeah. So when you limit your job site to posted jobs, it means that you're restricting yourself positions that are already advertised, which can narrow your options and overlook hidden opportunities. So now you need to start looking at other sources of these adverts. If you're in the NGO world, you need to subscribe to Relief Web. Relief Web will give you all roles in the NGO world, whether it is from a small NGO to global NGOs. Relief Web will give you all these jobs. And if your focus is on the NGO world, then it means that you should always follow Relief Web, so that now you can get notifications for the jobs that you're applying for. If you're on LinkedIn, and with LinkedIn, it will give you a maximum of 5 jobs that you need to look at. So once these jobs are posted, you'll get notifications. You need to sign up with sites like Fuzu, sites like Brighter Monday, so that now anytime they post a job that fits your profile, you can be able to get notified. So it makes you compete with other large pool of candidates for the same roles. Then sometimes it can delay your job search when you really limit your job search to only posted jobs. So sometimes I look at, you'll find that some jobs you didn't see them advertised, but people are being, you only hear of them when people are going for interviews, when people are getting hired, but you didn't see these jobs when they are advertised. So apart from the 5 that have been the 5 common mistakes, these are the 5 major mistakes that we make as job seekers. There are other mistakes that I would like to rush through before I take questions. So number 1, errors in your resume or cover letter. Someone applying for a position like an admin assistant, where you are the person that is going to be doing correspondence, to be responding to emails, you're making mistakes in your resume. That means that you'll carry the same mistakes to your job. So someone hiring for an admin assistant position, when you look at the job description of that position, you are the person that should be involved in data entry, correspondent writing. You have grammar mistakes. You have misspelled words in your resume. That means the same will be carried to your job. So getting an opportunity will not be easy for you. They're not preparing for interviews. Interview preparation is key, and especially for those people that are for those HR people that are here and guiding people on interviews. There's a big problem, especially with online interviews, where you have people Googling during the interviews. I'm sure those that have had interviews online, especially, you will agree with me that this is happening. Nowadays, when you're doing online interviews, you can see some of the candidates even using ChatGPT to respond to the questions. Then overlooking the importance of soft skills. Soft skills are very key. When you talk about soft skills, we are talking about those skills, those attributes that can help you relate well with other people. Skills like communication, skills like emotional intelligence, skills like problem solving, creativity and innovation, leadership, time management, collaboration. All these skills are skills that will take us to the next level. And soft skills is something that might make you stand out in an interview. How you respond to some of the situational questions that are asked, just to see, to test some of your soft skills and how you are able to apply them in a situation, is very key, and it will make you stand out from other candidates. So make sure you don't overlook the importance of these soft skills. Then being overly aggressive in follow-ups. Now, a biggest problem with job seekers as well is most will call me and ask me that you fired me for this position, this organization. Can you ask whether they hired or they are still waiting? So closure for our job seekers is also a big problem. For me, I always say that once you go for an interview, they tell you that they'll respond after 2 weeks. The 2 weeks is over. Keep on applying. When you leave the job interview, that immediate minute, you immediately you leave the job interview, you should start applying for other jobs as soonest, because now you are not assured that you'll get that position. You might have been the best candidate according to you, but you might have come second, third, and even the last person as per the recruiters. So always make sure that you continue applying, and if you have 3-4 offers coming up, you'll choose the best. Then applying for jobs without sufficient research. Applying for jobs without sufficient research. Some of us, as I've said, you only apply for jobs because we've seen the jobs have a good salary, especially where they're quoting a salary. We apply for those jobs because we're really looking at the salary and not even looking at the job. We even apply for jobs without understanding what it entails. Then dismissing entry-level or temporary roles that could lead to permanent opportunities. This is also a biggest mistake that we make. Personally, I've had, since JCV started, I've had an opportunity to hire about 14 people. And out of all those people that I hired, I think I've hired and have transitioned through JCVs. I've had some of the best employees that I will have ever wanted to keep all my life, but they came as volunteers. And through volunteering, I gave them an opportunity for a permanent position. And through that as well, they've been able to deliver the best for me. And I also supported their growth and even allowed them to move to to another role when time came. So sometimes just accepting an opportunity for you to gain skills, it will give you an opportunity to gain skills. The volunteer roles, they give you opportunities to gain skills. Just going for temporary roles where I've had several people that have started temporary jobs. They were serving tea, and through that, their hard work, someone saw them and someone gave them an opportunity. You are a tea girl in an organization. The receptionist goes for leave, and you are told to just stand in for the receptionist, and the work you do is amazing. Sorry. And once you do this amazing work, someone will see you and they can recommend you for an opportunity. So as we do these jobs, I always tell people that try and own the job. Do this job as if it's your job. And when you do a job as if it's your job, the person you're working for might not see it, but God will always see it. So failing to follow application instructions carefully. This is also a big mistake that we make. Some of the adverts will tell you to send your CV and cover letter as one document. Some of the adverts will tell you to send your CV only. Someone will still go ahead and do a cover letter and attach. So the interview process for me starts from that point you start applying for a position. So if I've told you to send your CV alone and you're sending me your CV and cover letter, that means the same way you're not following instructions in applying for this job is the same way you'll not follow instructions when we give you an opportunity. So applying for too many jobs without focusing on quality applications. When you talk about quality applications, we are talking about applications that are aligned to your career. Any application you're doing should always be aligned to your career. Don't apply for jobs because just want to get an opportunity, or you apply for jobs because you've seen an email. Apply for jobs because they align with your career and they can get you to the next step of your career that you want to go to. So smart strategies to boost your job hunt journey. Number one, customize every CV and cover letter before you send it for an opportunity. There are several tools online that can help us develop CVs that are ATS compliant. When you go online and search for ATS softwares, that tools that can help you just tailor your CV for an application, there are several of them. So ensure that you take your time when applying for a position. The number of hours we take on TikTok, we take on IG, we take on Facebook should not be more than the amount of time we take on making applications. Because applications will take you to the next level. Job application, because when you apply for a job and get the job, it will take you to the next level, meaning that it will be able to manage your bills, it will be able to provide a livelihood for you. But when you're on TikTok, they are having fun, you're laughing, and not giving the same attention to job search. Number two aspect is to maintain a strong online presence. Keep your LinkedIn profile updated. This evening when I was leaving work, someone from one of the biggest companies in Kenya, a global company, reached out to me, and she was asking me about a profile, a contact of a connection that we share. We share on LinkedIn. So she wanted to give her an opportunity, and it is a very, very senior role. So because this person is my connection, they reached out to me, and they had looked at the profile of this person and seen that the profile is what they are looking for. So headhunters are looking at your profile, and when they see a profile that is updated, a profile that is full of achievements, then they can be able to reach out to you and get you an opportunity, even when you are not actively seeking. Number two, actively network. Some of the networking activities might not be in your industry. They might be in a totally different industry, but the people that you meet in that networking activity might be the people that will open doors for you, whether it's business, whether it's work. So always go for these opportunities and then interact with people from those different careers. I've had people that have come to HR events, and through that, they were able to even transition to HR. So define your career goals clearly. Anytime you're applying for a job, anytime you want to transition from one career to another, always have a clear career plan. So define your goals that this in the next 5 years, I want to be this and this. So draw your plan well. Work on those small strategies. Develop the small strategies. If it means that going for an extra course for you to be able to achieve your career goal, do it. If it means that having a career coach, having a counselor, having a mentor that can help you achieve that career goal, get one. Then explore beyond job boards. Set out notifications on the major job search platforms. LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Indeed, Puzu, Atara Solutions, Brighter Monday. Set up notifications so that anytime a job is posted that fits your profile, you can be able to get that notification on your email or even on your via text message. Then craft error-free application documents. When you go to your Word and when you are typing a document on your Word on your computer, you can just check out the grammar and see if the document has any errors, and then format those errors so that you make sure by the time you are sending these applications, there are no errors. Some of us are writing curriculum vitamin from the top of our CVs. If you are writing it as vitamin, will that person even have enough energy to go to the third page? Prepare thoroughly for interviews. Research about common interview questions. We have these resources online. Practice your responses and learn about the company to confidently present yourself well. I always tell people that, especially for those of us that have experience, whether it is 1 year, 2 years experience, or 50 years experience, it is very, very important that you use examples to respond to interview questions. Then highlight the soft skills effectively. Even when writing your CV, at least 1 or 2 sentences in that summary, the first part of your CV, should consist of some of the soft skills that align to that position that you want to apply for. If you're applying for an accountant position, attention to details should be there, just so that you can ensure accuracy in your numbers. So write those soft skills, at least a sentence or 2 in your summary. Then follow up professionally and respectively. As I've said, send a polite thank you note of the interviews. I'm sure out of, we are over 200 people here. I'm sure not more than 20 people have do thank you notes when they go for interviews. Because I interview a lot of people and I've never received a thank you note from the candidates that I interview. Then conduct in-depth job and company research. So learn about the role. This will help you even before you apply for the position and even when going for the interview. Learn about the company's mission. When they ask you about why you want to work for company A, you need to integrate the mission of that company and the culture, the vision of that company to your answer. So there is developments as well in that company so that you can tailor applications to fit that. And it shows that you have a genuine interest in that organization and even in the position that you're going for. So thank you so much. And remember that your career success depends not just on what you know, but how you position yourself and whom you know. I'll be waiting for any questions. If you want to reach us, these are contacts on various social media platforms. Thank you. I said I'll be giving 2 opportunities for people here. I think I'll do that at the end of the session. So Richie, we can, I'm open for questions now.
We can all appreciate Jay for that fantastic work. He has really demystified the mistakes we do. He has also given us some remedies so that we can put that first foot in the door in getting that job, because job spaces are very competitive. We have so many universities, we have so many people applying to particular jobs. So he has really done a wonderful, wonderful job. Let us appreciate. I have heard people say that let us give him his flowers. Can we do that? Can we do that? I can see Anna Sayo, Frederick has appreciated. I can see Rosaria has appreciated. I can see Frida Mumbu has appreciated. We can post our questions on the Q&A section of the Zoom platform, not on the chat, so that we can be able to pick the questions that Jay will be able to respond to. As you continue appreciating Jay, here is a question by an anonymous attendee. I have a question. I have been going for quite lucrative job offers interviews. I stand out well. Instead of being given the job opportunity, I get denied the chance, and instead you find the HR will still be in contact with me and end up befriending me and Even at times, they call to check on me even 4 months after I have missed the opportunity. I need to qualify, but instead I make friendship. Kindly, what is the problem? Because I totally don't get it right. Jay, that is your question. It's a long one, but I'm sure you've understood it.
No, kindly repeat it.
The person goes to interviews.
Yeah.
In her estimation or his estimation, he does very well, but does not get the job. When the results of the interview come out, he has failed or she has failed, but they end up being friends with the HR person. So he is wondering, or she is wondering, what could be the problem? They do the interview very well in their estimation. They become friends with the HR manager after the results of the interview. So what could be the problem? What are they not getting right?
Now, one thing is that the good thing that I've heard from this question is that they make friendship with the HR person after a while. And for me, the best thing will be you get genuine feedback from this HR friend of yours. So when you go for interviews, most of us believe that you've done well. And sometimes you have done well according to yourself. As I said during the presentation, is that we believe sometimes that you've done well, but in real sense, you've not done well. There's someone that does better than what you do. Some of us will go for an interviews, and when you're asked about the functions of a HR, you talk about recruitment and selection, performance management, training and development, uh, compensation and benefits. Then someone comes and say, recruitment and selection. Recruitment and selection involves developing the job description, posting the job, shortlisting, calling people for interviews. So now, who are you going to pick? So how you respond to the questions might as well be an issue. You must have felt that you've talked about recruitment and selection being a function of HR, but someone else explained it further. Recruitment and selection as a function of HR, but gave the explanation what it means. So who will you pick among these two people? Then the other thing you need to do, once you identify yourself with the HR as being a friend, ask them the reason on the areas that you need to improve on in the next interview. If they are really your friends, they should be able to tell you that this is where you went wrong, and you need to improve on this when going for the next interview. So feedback will be key. And the HR in the house, I will also urge you that when giving feedback, if we are able to do it, let's give customized feedback to the candidate so that you can create a community whereby the HR are not seen as bad people by the job seekers, and vice versa. So that now we look at them, the HR, as people that are very human. They can be able to direct us where we go wrong. So let's create that culture where we get just giving feedback, even if it means calling someone for 2 minutes and telling them that thank you for turning up for the interview, and we believe that what made you not get the job is because you didn't do 1, 2, 3. It will be a good way to just support job seekers as they support us as well.
Thank you very much, Jay. I totally agree with you. You can go to an interview, you answer questions, but those questions are the answers you're giving are hanging. For example, saying, I am a talent acquisition expert, and then somebody comes and gives details. There is a difference. Yes, you gave the right answer, but it's not detailed. There is a question here. Does a CV format really matter when writing a CV?
No, a CV format matters because when you look at as a HR person, when you are doing the shortlisting manually, what we do is that we take less than 30 seconds on a single CV. So if your format is a CV that will involve, I've seen CVs that have cover pages. Someone has a cover page on a CV and they only have internship or attachment experience. So what it means is that now your CV should be very short and precise and up to the point. It should only contain those details that are relevant to the job that you've applied for. So having with 3 months internship or attachment, you have a CV that is 3 pages, that is not even relevant. So your CV, especially if you are someone that has more than 1 year experience, if you have internship and you don't have internship experience, you have at least 1 year experience in your area, then it means that your CV now should start looking at a maximum of 2 pages, because now we're looking at you having some achievement in that organization and having the skills that the employer will look for. So you might not highlight all the responsibilities in your CV. So start now highlighting them as achievements. So once you highlight them as achievements, it makes the CV even shorter, but capture the skills in other responsibilities that you might not have listed. So a 2-page CV for me and a maximum of 3 pages will be a good CV for anyone looking for a job. I've done CVs for people with 30 years experience, but you still manage to get a CV that is 3-page.
Thank you very much, Jay. There is Frida Kobia. How do you follow up after the interview? If they tell you if you are successful, we'll contact you.
Now, the same way you see in some adverts written that only successful candidates will be contacted, that is the same way that it happens to some interviews. Most people tell you that we'll contact you after 2 weeks. The 2 weeks elapses and you still don't get feedback. So I always advise that immediately you leave the interview room, you can continue doing your applications. Do a thank you note to that organization after the interview. Then once the 2 weeks expire, you can just do a follow-up email, just politely asking if there is feedback for that position, or if there's no feedback, then you can, I know what you're looking for. You're looking for closure. So once there are people that apply for positions, you go for interviews, you say that you feel that you are the best candidate for that interview based on how you are responding to the questions, and you'll see the interviewers nodding, and you feel that this one I've nailed it. But there's someone else that still got the same nod, got the same reaction, and got the job. So for me, anything related to interviews, you go for an interview, clear. Once done with the interview, focus on the next position that you want to apply for. But you can do a follow-up email, especially when they talk about 2 weeks. You can do a follow-up email on the 3rd week, just to follow up and find out if there's closure for that.
Thank you very much, Jay. There's another question by Janice Wawera. Kindly clarify if the cover letter should be an attachment sent in together with the CV, or should it be the body of the email of the job application? Kindly clarify if the cover letter should be an attachment sent in together with the CV, or should it be the body of the email of the job application?
A cover letter and CV should go as separate attachments, and always in PDF unless otherwise specified. So you should have a separate email body. Then the two should be attached separately as well. And for those of us that have, as Richie, I'm sure there are those of us that still have their ID, their certificates attached to their CVs. We make a big mistake, especially when applying for jobs, where they have asked for a CV only. Do a CV only. Don't attach your certificates. Where they have asked for a CV and certificates, you can now attach. But there are those of us that will always apply for every job with our CV. Imeshikana iko 20 pages because of the certificates that we've attached.
Thank you very much, Jay. There's Julius Mugedo. How do you address a career gap in your LinkedIn or CV?
Now, in most cases, career gaps are caused by various reasons. It might be sickness, it might be job loss, it might be bereavement. So a career gap, anytime you have a career gap and you feel that there's a way that you can cover that career gap professionally, always do that. And by covering a career gap professionally, I would mean that you can take an extra course, even if it's an online course during that time. You can take volunteering roles, even within the community, where you can, for example, if you're in the NGO world, you can go for maybe work even with a children's home, within the community. We work with the organization like Nyumba ya Wazee, where you can just be going to be a caregiver for them, talk to them, help them maybe in feeding. So these are some of the things that once you do while you're doing them, you need to have them in your CV. That during this period that I was on a career break, I managed to do this course. I managed to engage in this activity. In most cases, engage in activities that will as well add skills on your career. So if it is something related to you are an accountant, you can start doing maybe offering bookkeeping services to someone running a business around within the your area of residence, so that now you still have your skills active, especially for technical courses like now accounting. Someone will really would really deny you an opportunity to hire you because they are saying that you might have lost touch with the skills during that gap.
And I love, and I'm sure the attendants are really appreciating. When you have a gap, don't go and sit. Develop yourself. There is Allison, there is what Grace and Anne are doing, mentorship. Ask for those certificates, include them in your CV so that it doesn't look like you've rusted while you are having that gap. So don't rest, because ignorance in this instance has no defense. How do I compete? That is Hannah Njoro Njenga. How do I compete with people who have more experience than me when applying for a job, and maybe I only have internship experience?
Now, when applying for a job, there's nowhere the same way applies to other relationships, things like relationships. There's no way you'll find someone who is 100% of what you're looking at. So you apply for jobs when you meet at least 70% of the requirements. And you might be good in terms of you might be good in terms of academics, academic qualifications, you meet it, and then maybe they're talking about certifications, you meet it, and you might have less experience based on what they're looking for. So one thing you need to do is you need to have your CV communicate that to that potential employer. And remember, an employer is giving you an opportunity to interview even before they see you. So the only thing that is selling you at this point is your CV. So if your CV is able to sell you to that potential employer without an employer seeing you, then make sure that your CV should communicate what your strengths, so that you can stand out from the other applicants. And it's very easy for you to communicate your strengths in your CV and your cover letter. Talk about your strengths in terms of achievements that relate to that position. And sometimes you need to do enough research about the organization. Look at there are some organizations that you might through maybe you having read about them online, having read them, seen them in maybe in the newspaper or even in the news, you identify a problem with that organization and feel that by you joining the organization, the problem is related to the role that you're going for. So make sure that you communicate on how you can be able to join that organization and help them solve that problem that they're having. So communicate your strength in the CV and communicate the strengths as well in the cover letter, and make them stand out as achievements.
Thank you very much, Jay, for that wonderful response. There are two questions by Cynthia Award. However, Cynthia Award, we are going to answer only one question, because the second question is about how to handle salary expectations was handled, I think, 1 or 2 weeks ago. Go to YouTube and you can check on how to handle salary expectations. The other question is going to be answered. Hello, thanks for this discussion. May you expound to me more about the clear career plans? What is it? That concept of career planning, what is it about, Jay?
Now, career planning is a simple thing, and it might be a tough thing as well. So what it means by career planning is that when you leave school, you've done your career course. For example, you've done an account. You're an accountant. As an accountant, when you look, for me, I always advise that even while still at school, you need to start looking at the jobs that you will be applying for. you're still doing BCom accounting, you should start looking at the careers in accounting. Go online and look at, you go to Google and look at accounts assistant jobs in Kenya or an accountant jobs in Kenya. Start looking at those jobs and look at the requirements for those jobs. So career planning comes in this way now. When you look at most of the jobs for accountants, they are looking for someone with CPA. Do you have a CPA? I do not have a CPA. So if my goal is to ensure that I want to grow into being a finance manager in the next 5 years, what do I need to do? So start looking at the finance manager jobs. What are they looking for when they are hiring finance managers? What skills are they looking for? What qualifications are they looking for? What certifications are they looking for? So start now planning yourself that I want to be a finance manager in the next 3 years. I should have CPA, I should have CIFA, I should have at least 3 years of experience. Maybe in my last position should have been a senior accountant or a chief accountant. So you start now planning. As you plan this, you being able to achieve your career as a finance manager in the next 5 years, should you go through a mentor? Is it a mentor that will help you, advise you? You can identify someone maybe in the accounting field or not necessarily in the accounting field, someone that can help you, advise you that for you to be able to get to achieve, to be a finance manager in the next 5 years, you need to do ABC. Some people will even guide you on the jobs that you need to apply for. They'll tell you that apply for jobs in this organization and don't apply jobs in this industry. So this industry will help you grow faster than the other industry. So now you make sure that when you look at most of the adverts, they'll ask that we are looking for an accountant with 3 years experience in the manufacturing industry. So that means that people in the service industry are not considered, or they're looking for someone with experience in the hospitality industry. So someone in manufacturing might not be considered. So now you need someone to be able to hold your hand and tell you that these are the jobs that you need to apply for you to be able to achieve this within this period. And as we set goals, when you set a career goal is a long-term thing. So for you to be able to achieve the long-term thing, you need now to break the long-term career goal into small strategies that you can achieve. So the strategies at this point are things like now you taking a certification in a specific course for you to be able to get there. So once you're done with the certification, that is the first strategy. The second strategy should be for you moving from being an accounts clerk to now being an accountant. How will you achieve that? Is it the experience that you need? Is it now you having a CV that now talks about more of achievements than just responsibilities? So you need as well to have that incorporated in what you're doing.
Thank you, Jay. One of the wonderful things that Attara Solutions has made is to have the appreciation of diversity. That is why we have Catherine Shidandi to be able to do the sign language. Now, there is a question by somebody. How does a person who stutters prepare for an interview? He has gone or she has gone to several interviews. Actually, they have said 8 and they have not been successful, and they suspect it's because they stutter. How can you help them? How can they help themselves?
Now, I always advise people that when you start going for interviews, especially if it's for one specific role, for example, you are a HR or a procurement person. When you start going for an interview as a procurement person, I always advise that from the first interview, come home and write all the questions that you handle in that interview. Start practicing these questions. When you go for a procurement interview 5 times, in the 5th or 6th interview, you'll have at least 50% of the questions coming in the 6th interview. 50% of the questions that you've already handled in the other interviews. So I always believe that by you failing interview 1, 2, 3, you need now, when you have all these questions, you start practicing. You need to get either coach to help you now address the gaps in your responses during the interview. So get someone and start, yeah?
This one is stuttering. The one that don't complete probably their sentences or they mispronounce, that is the problem. It's not probably the answers. It's not probably the questions. It is because they have difficulty in expressing themselves. And they suspect that it's because of that stuttering or stammering. That is why they have that problem of not succeeding.
One thing is that the stammering might be due to lack of confidence. So for me, I will still advise that they do mock interviews so that now they can gain that confidence. Sometimes, unless stammering is treated as a part of disability,
Inborn.
yeah. But if it's disability, then I can be able to guide them and to an organization that can help them now consider them as a person of disability, and they can guide them and help them get something to do.
All right, you had our questioner. You had that Jay can guide you to organizations that can assist you overcome the stammering or the stuttering that is probably hindering your responses to questions. There is a question here, Jay, that
Yeah.
employers these days are focusing on those people who could want to ask peanuts in a position. How do you assist the experienced who tend to ask for more and employers tend to shun them? Is that a myth or it is something that is existing?
Now, when it comes to issues of salary, I always advise that as a person, show your value to that potential employer. And as an individual as well, you need now to understand your value. I know most of the people, when they go for interviews, you tell them that you ask them first that what is your salary expectation? Someone will tell you 100,000. When you ask that huwezi enda chini ya hapo, someone will even tell you that they are willing to take 50,000. Now, what does this mean? This means that you don't understand your value. When you understand your worth and value, it means that you should be able to tell this person that I'm looking forward to getting 100,000 and stick to that 100,000. Then show the value that you're bringing to that organization. How will this 100,000 reflect in my performance? So for those people, if someone understands their value, and I think people just understanding their value should be a topic maybe that should handle as well, because most people do not understand their value, and that's why you find someone talking about I'm looking forward to earning 300,000, and then when you tell them that our budget is 140, someone will tell you that yes, I'm willing to take that 140 for a start, maybe. Now when you come from 300 to 140, that means that already you don't understand your value and you don't know your worth, and the same problem you'll bring to the organization. So understanding our value should always be the first thing. You might not get the job because someone else is taking 30,000 for a role that will have been paying 70,000. So for you, because you understand your value and know your worth, and you're giving this value to this potential employer, just wait for your turn. You'll get a job that understands your value.
In fact, Jay, I have seen organizations whereby if you underquote what they have, they'll not give you that job. So what
Yes.
you have said, yes. There is a question by Frederick Dalmas. Frederick here, I am asking a question about aligning and customization of the CV. Does it mean that you add skills and experiences that you might not be having, but then upload it to your CV? Probably what he's asking here, what is aligning and customization?
Now, when it comes to customization, especially when you're applying for a position that for different position, in most cases you'll find that there are some terms that they might have used in the adverts that are not in your CV. They might be things that you understand, things that you know, but they have used a totally different term, so that they might not be in your CV. And especially when it comes to soft skills, you'll have several soft skills in the CV, in the advert that might not be reflected in the CV. So you just need to pick the soft skills from the job advert and then customize it, have them appear in your CV, but appearing in a way that it's not just put there. It appears in a way that it makes sense as well. If you have using them in some of the responsibilities, if you're using them in some of the achievements, make sure that they are making sense when you place them in that achievement of responsibility. So that is what it means by aligning. So because now the ATS system, when you do an analysis of your CV and the job advert on the ATS system or resources on the online, you'll find that it will give you a report and tell you that your CV is missing 30 keywords. Your CV is missing 20 hard skills. Yeah. So when it is missing on the hard skills, then it will highlight the hard skills. And then it's just you now to be able to weigh that. Is this a hard skill that I can have in my CV? And if I'm having it in my CV, how should it come out? So it's now up to you to be able to align it, the hard skill or the soft skill, well on to align with what you're looking at.
Thank you very much. Alignment and customization means that when you're also developing your CV, you should be reading the job description so that what is in the job description is what you upload to your CV so that there is a match because of the applicant tracking system. There's a question here by Rosaria. I am currently working as a project manager in a marketing agency, but I'm looking to transition into a corporate environment. I am unsure which roles could best suit my skills because options like brand management, product management, marketing manager, or sales have come up. How can I identify the right path and confidently define the direction I should take?
Now, I've worked in a supermarket for 3 years, and I understand what it means by being a project manager. And a project manager in the marketing aspect is totally different from a project manager in the NGO world. So a project manager in the marketing aspect, some of the things that you do are related to sales and business development. So it is very easy for you, and even brand management, it's very easy for you to have this incorporated in your CV and showcase your strengths. So what you need to do is that sometimes people might see you applying for a sales position. So when you talk about project manager in this specific industry, you need to explain. For example, I know we have EXP marketing, we have top image, we have several of the organizations that have these positions. So when you're working for such positions, a HR recruiting for a position, for a sales manager position, wakatataona project manager, they might not even look at your CV twice. So you need to have the organization top image and then explain what you are doing in that organization, what the organization does. Because someone might not understand that a project manager can work in such a sales environment. So for me, I believe that from the responsibilities that you carry out, have skills come out clearly. Have the skills like brand management because you are managing a brand. Have skills like business development. Have skills like developing, supporting the business team, the sales team in developing sales strategies. So now the skills will come out, and even when applying for a job online, it's very easy for the ATS system to pick the skills because those are some of the skills that you have.
Very good, Jay. That is wonderful. There's another question here. The customization of our CV and cover letter to align to the job description. How do we use technology so that it doesn't look generic?
Now, most of us, I know most of the people will use AI to create this, but AI is here just to help us, give us an idea of what we need to do and not fully rely on it. So it's guiding us. So if it's AI is telling us that your CV is scoring 80 and it's because of ABC, then you need to integrate ABC from a human perspective. For example, it has told you that you don't have, when I look at your CV, there's no skill or the word research is repeated thrice, or there are no accomplishments in your CV. And accomplishments in your CV means that they should be quantified. So when you quantify your accomplishment in your CV, the AI you will tell you that you've quantified the ATS tools will tell you that you have at least 5 uh, accomplishments in your CV because you've quantified at least 5. So the AI is here to just help us, guide us on what we need to do, and not do it for us. If it does it for us, someone will see it as generic, and there are systems as well that can tell us that this is AI generated.
Thank you, Jay. We have 11 minutes and we have so many questions. one of the questions is about network. I wish I could bring Eugene, who is on the call, to come and talk about, because he's the master of networking. How do you network? Yeah, I go to, like today we were in an event where we had several directors and CEOs. How do you make sure that there is benefits out of network? What mechanisms, what strategies can you use to network
Now,
successfully? That is where Ken.
one thing, just like we create connections on LinkedIn, we should go for quality over quantity. Based on your goal in that networking event, why are you going in the networking event? That should be the question that you'll ask yourself. A good number of us goes for networking events just to fill our phone books. Atakuwa naona status yangu, naona yake. Tunasonga mbele. So next time again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to a networking event in just a phone. When my phone hits 300 views, anajua niko sawa, niko na wase najua. Now, networking is an opportunity for you to showcase your skills to a specific person. You might be in the business industry. For example, I'm selling a service, I'm writing CVs. I need to tell people that I'm writing CVs. I remember, Richie, I think you remember when you first met, I used to have such hoodies. Sometimes some people call it them awkward colors, but I wanted them, and I had a big logo here, JCVs, and I will wear the hoodies even when the sun is at 30 degrees centigrade, because I wanted to be seen out there. I wanted people to not notice me and be able to see what I do. So the reason we go for networking is just to create relationships, to build relationships that can help us in our careers, in our businesses, so that now we become a support system for each other. And I always advise that when you go for a networking event, we exchange numbers. Maybe it's on a Friday evening, you exchange numbers, and don't call this person on Saturday, don't call them on Sunday. On Monday, do a professional follow-up email or follow-up message. Hello, this is so-and-so. This is Jay. We met at the HR coffee event at 680 Hotel. And it was a pleasure seeing you. And just to reiterate my interest, job seeking, and I'm looking for any role in human source, especially the human source of officer or human source assistant. And I'll be happy if you make any connections for me. So that is a professional follow-up. This person will not forget you. Sometimes we create networks, we get contacts of people, we stay even without 1 year without communicating, even following up. So if you're job seeking and you feel that Jay is the person that can help you get a job, you can be doing follow-up messages even on monthly basis. At the start of the month, you do a message. Hey, good afternoon, sir. I hope you're doing well. We've met at this place. I'm just checking on you and wishing you a blessed, a happy new month. So this person, when you do me such a message, it means that I'll remember you. It's a must that because you've told me that you met at this place, I'll remember you, and I'll even remember your request. I might not respond to your message at that point, but I'll definitely respond to that message. If I don't respond to that message, it means your point is at home. So in case I get an opportunity, I'll always remember you. So don't keep these contacts or emails for these people that you meet in the networks and not use them. Make sure you use them.
Thank you, Jay. There is Hannah who does not believe that these days people get jobs out of skills or competencies. It is technical know-how. So, and Atara Solutions on Tuesday being demystifying. Do you think that is true?
She believed that people do not get jobs through the skills.
Yes, they get skills because I know Jay, I know Grace, I know Eugene. So that is how people get jobs and not about competence.
What Anne is saying is that people are leveraging most on the networks, which is true, leveraging on the networks, but skills are still important. So Anna, what you need to do, you need to create connections that matter. Yeah, you need to create connections that matter. You need to have your CV in a good condition. You need to position yourself well online. You need to position yourself well even when someone looks at what Anna is doing, they should be able to tell that Anna is good at this and this. So that is now the person. You need to brand yourself as Anna that people should see, not branding yourself as Anna who has skills, but someone cannot see those skills.
Very good. Anna, you can share your CV. I'll look at it, and even actually Jay is a friend, so I can be able to request him so that we look at your CV and know, are you outside of the job space, because it is technical know-how and not technical know-how. So share your CV with us so that we can look at it and see where you're hitting a snag. Kindly provide one of the online tools that can be used to customize CVs and cover letters. We have such tools, Jay.
Now, there are several tools online. Ukiandika kwa website yako, when you write on your Google, ATS tools, or just write ATS, when you write ATS customization on Google, they'll bring you more than 10 of the tools that you can use.
Thank you. Grace, we have 1,001 questions and we have 5 minutes to go. As you prepare for your parting shot, Jay, I don't know if Grace, we can request for 5 minutes because we have 1,001, or we just answer the questions in the WhatsApp channel, and Jacinta will provide us the link to join. Grace, over to you. We have so many questions and we have only 4 minutes. Over to you, Grace.
Thank you, Richard.
Someone is asking about the ATS tools. It's ATS tools. Vile umeandika hivyo, Flavia, it's ATS tools. Just write ATS customization or ATS tools online utapata.
All right. Richard, you know you'll never finish questions on job seeking.
Yeah, sure.
That is one thing. Even the last time when you were the speaker, we could not exhaust them. So, and for the interest of time, and also to make sure that Jairus gets his dinner and manages to sleep on time, I think it's important that he gives us his parting shot. There's one thing that I wanted to mention is, as you network, it's not just networking so you can ask questions. You are networking and creating connections. You know, if you meet Jairus, don't just say, "Hi, Jairus, I'm looking for a job." Okay, fine. Yes, you can say that. But it's important that you create a connection with Jairus so that Jairus can trust you to give a referral. But there's something you wrote about referrals the other day, Jairus, and I would like you to repeat that just so the people here can also benefit from it. And I think that is very important point that you put across as you prepare your parting shot as well.
Now, what I was saying is that before I do that, Grace, I would like to have 2 people. I'm looking at, I need 2 procurement officers to send them somewhere tomorrow. So I'll need a gent and a lady, but they should have at least 4 years experience as a procurement officer. So I'll take the first 2. If you have that experience and uko tayari kwenda interview kesho saa 4, you can reach out to me. So now, what I talked about referrals is that, and it has happened again this week, Grace. There's someone somewhere I sent someone, and they went and thought that, you know, a referral does not guarantee you the job. You need to behave professionally. You need to be, you need to prove yourself that to that potential employer that you are the right person for that job. So a referral does not guarantee you a job. Just as any other job seeker or as any other candidate, go for the interview and prove your value, prove yourself to that potential employer. So for those that I'll need 2 CVs, I've said 2 CVs. My number is on the screen. You can send me the CV on WhatsApp if you are ready to go for an interview tomorrow. You might be the person that might get that job. So for us, when you're doing referrals, we don't just give the jobs. You must go for the interview and prove yourself. Grace, I think I can close there.
Thank you very much, Jay, for finding time to come and enlighten, empower, elevate job seekers. Everybody's a job seeker, even those who have reached the highest. I can see my good friend Japheth is here. He probably could want to be the MD of or the general commissioner of KRA. He needs these tips. I'm seeing him saying about people lying. Probably could deal with that some other time. I can see Tabitha has just laughed the way you've said curriculum vitamin instead of curriculum vitae. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a wonderful pleasure being here today. My name is Richard J. Magoma. We are always grateful to Atara Solutions, getting it right every other time. As you can see, we will never have enough. Probably we need a whole day or 2 days so that we can tackle and dive into these important discussions of getting jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, let us meet. Yes,
Richard,
please.
you've forgotten that Jairus has an employability summit.
Oh,
you talked about a whole day, and there's a whole day coming.
Yes, there's a whole day coming. Please register. Jay, give us the details of the employability summit
now,
so that people can come to attend.
Now, we have an employability summit coming up in June, the 14th. So the summit is about us, is about you job seekers meeting employers, meeting. We'll have all this discussion about CV writing. We'll have this discussion about interviews. We'll have discussions about how to brand ourselves to the people that employers are looking for. So if you follow our channel, we have a WhatsApp channel and we have our social media platforms. You can always get that information. Maybe if you allow me, I can send I can paste. I'm not able to paste the link. If you follow us on social media platforms, I'll be sharing with you you have my numbers. I can share the poster with you. So you'll be in town. We are only charging 500. The 500 will cater for breakfast and lunch. So make sure that you come for this event, and we are here to support you achieve your career dreams. Thank you so much. And we also have a coffee event coming up this Friday. For those in HR and those even outside HR, you're still welcome. We are only charging 1,000 bob. We'll be at 680. Come meet Richard, come meet Grace, come meet Jay, come meet Paul, and so many other people that you want to network with that will help you unlock your career. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Grace, for giving us the platform. Thank you, the Atara Solutions team. Thank you, Catherine Shidandi. Thank you, Jacinta, for finding time and being present. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourself a wonderful night. Let us meet on Tuesday for another lovely, informative, transformative, demystifying topic as usual from 8 to 9. Good night.
Richard, there's somebody asking a quick summary. We will have the recording on YouTube by end of day tomorrow. So go to our YouTube channel, which is Get It Right with Atara Solutions. I repeat, Get It Right with Atara Solutions, and you can be able to sit back and get to listen to the recording on this conversation. And we just did the other day on questions that you failed during interviews. So you can also check that out and just look on that channel. There's quite a lot of information, including those who are asking about salary negotiations. We've done that before. So please go there and just look out for job seekers conversations and you'll be able to see it. The YouTube channel is Get It. Jacinta, are you able to get the link of the channel itself? Get It Right with Atara Solutions. There you go. So thank you very much, guys, for coming. Please like our page, Atara Solutions. Follow our Instagram at Get It Atara Solutions. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Get It Right with Atara Solutions. And LinkedIn, we are also Atara Solutions. And of course, you can connect with myself or Richard or Jay or Jacinta or Catherine Sidandi. We are all on LinkedIn, and you can just search and you will be able to connect with us. So I hope that this session was helpful to you and yours. I hope you can tell a friend about this, and see you next Tuesday, like Richard has said, from 8 o'clock. And it's International HR Month. We actually International HR Day on the 20th of of May. So I think the next couple of weeks we're just gonna be focusing a lot on HR topics. So if you're an HR professional, keep it here. If you're also supporting HR, keep it here. If you're dealing with people, keep it here. If you're managing people, keep it here. We have a lot in store for everybody. If you're running an organization, please keep it here as well. They will be very beneficial conversations. Next week, you're talking about service delivery as a professional. So see you next Tuesday, same time, same place, for a wonderful conversation. Richard, Catherine, and the entire team at Atara Solutions, Jacinta, Anne, and all. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really personally appreciate. You guys are doing an amazing job, and we appreciate you. Have yourselves a lovely, lovely night.
Peace.